Still alive, from Detective Anaya. Greetings, Commander. I'm not completely sure this will get to you, but thanks again for helping me deal with Samara. The Eclipse mercs have gotten real quiet around here, and my superiors have backed off too. No idea if the two are related, but hopefully next time I meet a Justicar, I can give her the respect she deserves. I still can't believe I worked a case with one of them. You're a lucky human. If I find any more data on her target, I'll pass it along. Thanks. Detective Anaya, Ilium Law Enforcement.
Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
Very well. I had been recording a message for Kolyat.
How are things going with him?
It is difficult. All things worth keeping are. I never explained. I suppose the story of my wife's death took you by surprise.
I figured you'd explain to me when you were ready.
I appreciate your patience. I kept my work clear of our home life. I assumed that would be enough to protect Erica. That memory I mentioned before. Laser gun trembles on the target's skull. The smell of spice on a spring wind. Sunset eyes defiant in the scope. That was Erica. That was how I met her. She saw my targeting laser as she walked by and threw herself in the way.
So how'd she go from blocking your shot to having your children?
I had to meet her. The memory possessed and endowed me. I fell on my knees before her, begged her pardon. She introduced me to the world beyond my work. Eventually, she forgave me. Later, she loved me.
I guess she impressed you.
She woke me up. Her body trembles. Not fear. Indignation. Her mouth moves. How dare you? You and I trained to sacrifice ourselves to save others. How often does a civilian step in the way of a bullet to protect someone they've never met? I thought she was the goddess Hirashu. She met my eyes through the scope, and my purpose faltered.
When you talked to Kolyat, you said she died.
I let myself become complacent. I thought Erica and Kolyat were safe. I stayed away too long, and my enemies came for her.
Who came for her?
Batarians. A slaver ring that was preying on Hanar outer colonies. I'd killed their leaders. They paid the shadow broker to find out who I was. But they were afraid of me, so they went after her.
You told Kolyat that you hunted her killers down.
Erica woke me up. When she passed, I returned to my battle sleep. My body hunted her killers, murdered them. I was taught to grant death quickly, cleanly, to minimize suffering. I let them linger.
I don't think that's something you should share with Kolyat.
Erica helped me carry my burdens. With what time I have left, I must help him with his. I haven't spoken about my wife I don't think I ever have. I didn't have anyone left to tell it to.
You're talking to your son again. That's huge. Don't lose sight of that by dwelling on should-have-beens.
You are correct, of course. Thank you for listening, Siha.
I think my translator just glitched. What did you call me?
Siha. Someday I'll tell you what it means.
I heard a Paragon prompt pop up mid-conversation. I feel like that usually doesn't happen that way. I don't know if Thane's a romance option or not. Never really thought about that, really. The fact that he's already dying gives his character a lack of permanence.
I am glad you came. I must ask for your help. That is not easy for me.
It's alright. Just tell me what you need.
When we met on Ilium, I told you about a very dangerous person I was pursuing. Using the information you obtained, I have located her. She's been going by the name Morinth. I would like to apprehend her before she disappears again.
Didn't you say you'd pick up her trail after our mission?
I know where she is, right now. In a month, she may be gone. This is the best opportunity I've ever had.
Where is she?
Omega, a nightclub called Afterlife, which seems a perfect place for her to hunt.
How important is this?
Killing her has been my focus for 400 years. It is the most important thing in my life, and the reason I became a Justicar.
Tell me about her.
She is an Ardat-Yakshi, It is a term from a dead Asari dialect. It means demon of the night winds, but that is mythology. She is simply a very dangerous woman who kills without mercy.
So is an Ardat-Yakshi a special kind of murderer?
Morinth suffers a rare genetic disorder. When she mates with you, there is no gentle melding of nervous systems. She overpowers yours, burns it out, hemorrhages your brain. You end up a mindless shell, and soon after, you are dead.
Why isn't this ever mentioned in Asari literature or art?
When we were primitive, there was much fascination with Ardat-Yakshi. Some cultures worshipped them as gods of destruction. Now the Asari have a place in the galaxy, and they don't wish this defect to be widely known. As far as I know, only 3 exist today. 2 chose a life of seclusion. The 3rd ran.
Morinth.
She ran, and I am sworn to kill her.
I don't know that I blame her for running.
When she fled, she proved her addiction. She was not taking a great moral stand. She simply wants to keep killing. She is a tragic figure, but not a sympathetic one.
Can't she abstain?
Each encounter gives her strength. The effect is narcotic. The more she does it, the more she needs to do it. She will never stop. She can't.
So you hunt down these Asari just because they're born with a genetic condition?
It manifests with maturity. When one is diagnosed, she is offered the chance to live in seclusion and comfort. If she refuses, it shows her addiction to the ecstasy she gets from killing her mates. There is no redemption for such a person.
This is definitely worthy of your full attention.
She confuses her victims, twists their feelings. They will do anything for her favor.
We need to stop her.
Thank you, Commander. There are no words to express what this means to me. There is one thing more. This creature, this monster. She is my daughter.
You said this is genetic. How many children do you have?
3. And 3 Ardat-Yakshi are in existence today. It is as it sounds. Morinth was always the wild one. She was happy and free, but selfish.
I cannot imagine what this is like for you.
I do not want pity, Shepard. I do not accept it. My daughter's condition is my fault, and my redemption lies in killing her. Do not pity me. Simply understand my situation.
How did all this happen?
I spent my youth on the move, adventuring. I killed people, mated with them, or just danced the night away. I learned so much, experienced so much, and then my matron days came. I could finally sit back, bask and enjoy my family. But in one moment, it was all taken away.
Sounds terrible.
I sat in a med lab while a nearsighted doctor droned at me, and I learned that nothing was as I thought it would be. I gave up all that I possessed. I own nothing, claim nothing. All my knowledge will die with me. Now my purpose is to destroy my own children.
Those moments change you.
And I've hundreds of years left to live with that. I say too much. Forgive me. Help me find my long-lost daughter. And kill her.
We'll go find Morinth.
Well, Morinth sounds like a Shepard trap, doesn't she? The horniest protagonist in all our space RPGs. Just seconds away from flirting with every possible character if you just click on this, on the only even the slightly nice options with any of the characters that are compatible. And here's a character that fucks people to death. Welcome to the party, Jack. Let's see if 2 biotics are better than 1. Or 3 biotics, I suppose. No! 1 point away from squad warp ammo. Ah. Oh well. Ooh, and we're on our way to Reeve. I'm gonna want her to have that, so let's go ahead and not spend that point yet. What do you use? I don't remember which one's better, honestly. It's a bit of a problem. You're using the Locust like you should. She can use a battle rifle. Surprising. Is she a Vanguard?
The daily death count on Omega is too high for me to pinpoint an Ardat-Yakshi's location. However, given the reputation of Ardat-Yakshi among the Asari, Arya T'Loak may have tracked her movements.
Thank you.
That is probably why she's here. The death count's so high because Omega's such a scummy place that, how would you track somebody who's, like, murder fucking people? It'd be a little hard to track down.
Come on, let me in.
Arya's expecting me. God. That guy's interesting. So we'll see if it happens or not, but I'm almost nostalgic about a certain audio glitch because, without spoiling anything, during the climax of this quest, there's a moment where most of the audio cuts out. I don't remember what stays in. It might be the sound effects or music stays in, but I'm almost completely certain that, like, voices cut out completely because it just stops loading all of the audio properly. So it'd be interesting to see if it happens, because it happened back when I played this years ago. It happened in every single playthrough. Yeah, I figured we'd bring Jack along. We haven't used her a lot for a while, but if we're hunting down somebody for the way they are, Jack might have something to say about that.
What do you need? An Asari fugitive is hiding out here. She's an Ardat-Yakshi. We need to find her.
I knew it. Nothing leaves a body quite so empty as an Ardat-Yakshi does.
You haven't taken steps to kill her.
Why would I? She hasn't tried to seduce me. Her last victim was a young girl. Pretty thing. Lived in the tenements near here. That's where I'd start looking.
Thanks for the help.
Good luck finding her. Better luck catching her.
Arya T'Loak actually feels like a little bit of a missed opportunity. She's a really memorable character, I think. At least when people think of Omega, they think of Arya, I think. And considering how many main planets there actually are in this game, being practically Omega and Ilium, and then a whole bunch of side quest locations, and loyalty mission locations and stuff like that, I think it's easy to fixate on this place, so she's kind of prominent, but her actual screen time and involvement in actual missions is relatively downplayed, which is a little bit of a bummer, because I just want to see more of that character. It's the best kind of complaint, though, is when you're like, but I want to see more of that person around. It reminds me of a common way of viewing Mass Effect 1, especially when you're used to Mass Effect 2 and 3, is seeing the crew members that are still around in the later games in Mass Effect 1 and realizing how little character development they got in what time they got. Like characters like Garrus and Tali and Liara, you're like, huh, they, a lot of stuff I'm used to them having in their character stripped away in this first game. So now we're able to go in the apartments around here.
Are you here about my daughter? My nephew died a week ago and no one seems to care. The medics said it was a brain hemorrhage, but that's not true. It was murder. Someone killed my nephew, my baby.
I think she was murdered too, and I'm looking for her killer.
Oh, thank you. It's so hard when no one believes you. I'm all alone now. Are you one of Arya's people?
I'm looking into this on my own authority.
No one else on this hellhole station gives a damn that my nephew is dead. If you can do something about it, I'll help you however I can.
Did your daughter have a lot of friends?
Not a lot, no. She was shy. Spent most of her time off making her sculptures, not hanging out with friends. Something did change in the last few weeks, though. She started talking about an Asari. Morinth. I see. I didn't like her. She kept dragging Neff out to clubs, and I'm pretty sure she gave my daughter drugs.
What kind of a person was this Morinth?
I never met her. But Neff talked about her like she was a queen. You'd swear there was no one else alive when she talked about Morinth. That sounds familiar.
Samara, does Morinth control her victims with drugs?
She controls them through sheer will. The drugs are just a lifestyle. She loves the club,
Loves the base. She's a hedonist.
So this Morinth did hurt my daughter? Is she the one that...
I will bring justice to the one that did this.
We swear to you, Neff will rest easy soon.
I hope so. I hope so. My baby.
Did Neff hang out anywhere in particular?
She was always quiet working here at home. Then, a few weeks ago, she started going out all the time to the VIP area of that club down the street. I think you need a password or something to get in there. The change was so sudden. She just seemed tired and distracted when she wasn't around Morinth.
What kind of a girl was your daughter?
My Neff had a fire inside her. She was shy, but she was creative and driven and the best girl a mother could hope for.
She was creative. How so?
She was a sculptor. Several galleries were interested in her. Said her work was fresh.
Do you mind if I examine Neff's room?
I didn't want to disturb anything. Her clothes, her art, her sculptures, everything is the way she left it. The way it will always be. My baby is gone. Thank you. I'm sorry. I just miss her so much.
It's okay. We've all suffered loss.
I know what it means to lose a daughter. I will avenge her.
Thank you. Please, if it helps you find her killer, look through her things.
We will be respectful.
I'll examine her things.
Also, Jack's here.
Neff made that. A man from some gallery offered me 4 years' salary for it. But I never worked with it.
Neff, I'm sending you this hologram by the Elcor artist Forta. His work is sublime, but don't stare at it too long or you may go mad. I don't want anything bad to happen to you, love. I can't wait to hear what you think of Forta.
Read the oldest entry.
Hey, Diary. Cycle 34, Orbit 671. There's a lot to talk about. I dropped your root's name, and they let me into the VIP room at Afterlife. I'm sure everyone was staring at me. Then the most beautiful Asari starts dancing near me. She moves like water, form and volume, but shifting, changing. I'm in a trance. Then I'm dancing with her. Later, we went for skewers, and I'm supposed to see her again tomorrow.
Read the middle entry.
Cycle 36, Orbit 671. Am I a freak? Morinth is a girl like me, and she's definitely not human. Just when we dance and the helix is flowing through me, the way she looks at me with a hunger, a longing, no one's ever looked at me like that. We kissed tonight.
Read the newest entry.
Cycle 42, Orbit 67. She's going to take me to her apartment tonight. Whatever happens, I want to be with her forever. She can sell my pieces. We can live somewhere glamorous, like the women in Vanya that Vid Morinth likes. How did this happen to me? I'm just dumb trash from Omega.
Close the holo journal.
This is Morinth's work. She's attracted to artists and creatives. Someone with a spark, slightly isolated from their peers. She impresses with sophistication and sex appeal. Then she strikes. The hunt interests her as much as the conquest.
Anyone who successfully hunted sapient beings for 400 years warrants caution.
Morinth speaks to you on many levels. Her body tells yours that she'll bring unimaginable ecstasy. Her scent evokes emotions long hidden. Her eyes promise you things you were always scared to ask of another. Her voice whispers to you after she is done speaking.
She sounds more like a highly evolved killer than a genetic defective.
The condition has been present since my people huddled around fires at night. Perhaps it is symbiotic rather than a defect. Storming her den would be a mistake. She will have 100 escape routes planned. She will go to ground and disappear for 50 years or more. This is the closest I've ever been.
You sound like you're working your way toward an idea.
Afterlife's VIP section seems her preferred hunting ground. You must go there alone and unarmed.
She'll come after me.
You can draw Morinth out. She'll certainly flee if she catches sight of me, but she won't be able to resist you. You are an artist on the battlefield. You have the vital spark that attracts her. Your power will draw her in.
I'm walking into this place with no gun and no backup?
I will be in the shadows watching, Shepard. You will never be alone. This I swear. But you cannot barge in with guns and allies. Morinth is far too cagey. She'd simply disappear. This is a subtle, delicate act. Trust me.
Time's wasting. Let's get over there.
I agree. We can talk more once we're there.
Now we get to finally pay off what's basically another Chekhov's gun in the form of the VIP room, a place that I was able to see very early on the map, but have never been able to go to this entire game, and now we're getting ready for it to practically end, and I finally am getting access for this specific mission. Do I have to request access via Aria first? No, I just go up there, drop the name Jarut. There we yeah, right, we learned that we have a way in. Okay. I don't know how she's gonna hide in the shadows, though. Morinth would recognize her instantly, and there's only one way in and out as far as I can tell. Doesn't seem entirely suitable that Samara can sneak around in there. I'm sure Jack would be an ample distraction, though. Why not make Jack the bait? That'd be interesting.
What do you want?
I'd like to join the party.
This really isn't your kind of place. Afterlife's main floor has lots of drinks and great music. What do you want?
Someone told me the rest of Afterlife's nothing compared to this place.
Sounds like a smart person. Who was it?
Jarut.
Go on in. Word to the wise. Start a fight, we'll hurt you. If someone attacks you, it's okay to defend yourself.
It's a hell of a club floor if that's your opening line about it. Immediately, the first thing we learn is about the violence rules.
You must go in alone. Morinth will be watching. Like any predator, she is cautious. You must pique her interest enough that she will approach you. When you are face to face, subtly encourage her to invite you to her apartment. I'll follow discreetly, and when you are alone, I'll spring the trap. Know this, until I get there, you are in great peril. She will be planning to inflict horrors on you. If you are not careful, you will want her to.
How can I spark her interest when I'm not even talking to her?
Courage or suicidal bravery could attract her. Hurt someone in defense and she will be excited. But pick a fight and she'll be bored. Show skill at working smoothly through a nightclub crowd. She will be intrigued. She'll want you the moment she sees you. The rest is just a matter of overpowering her caution.
How do I convince her to take me home?
She admires strength, directness, and vigor. Modesty, chivalry, or meekness frustrate and bore her. Violence excites her. You've killed Shepard. She'll like that.
Getting her alone, then falling under her sway. That'll require careful timing.
I will be near, and I will come for you, Shepard. Trust me, as I trust and honor you.
Okay. What other things have we learned about Morinth that can help us here?
According to Neff's journal, Morinth likes dancing while on a drug called Halax. Neff's journal mentioned a vid called Vayenya. It seemed to have something to do with glamorous women. Morinth sent Neff a note saying she likes the Elcor artist Forta. Well, Shepard, that's everything we know.
Let's get started.
Shepard, we only get one chance at this. Any mistake and Morinth will disappear. If you're the least bit unsure, come talk to me. I will wait here. And Shepard, thank you. I do not share this burden easily, and you are the only soul I can imagine sharing it with.
Well, that sounds like a clear hint to save. Alright, we need to split up and attract Morinth. This will be interesting. Also, this is just a dead end, right? I assume? Yeah. I'm amused by the idea that this is like a go get someone to sleep with you mission. I'm like, Shepard's like, this is perfectly suited to my interests and my skills.
Hey, do you know where to get tickets for Expel 10? I heard this amazing Asari say they were her favorite band. I just want whatever she wants. I gotta find tickets. Expel 10 is playing tomorrow.
What kind of music do they play?
They're a sensory band. Like, they crawl into you and make you feel things. And this Asari digs them like you wouldn't believe. I could score way out of my league, you know? You gotta help me.
She sounds amazing. Is she here?
She was here a couple of days ago talking about the band. She's here a lot. When she comes back, I'm gonna have tickets.
I don't have any tickets.
If you score some, I got some creds for you.
Not sure if that's ever coming back again.
I hate this place and everyone in it. Every night I hate it all over again.
The dialogue's amazing. I hate this game and I hate this place and everyone in it, and I come back and hate it every night.
Hi. I need help right now, and I don't know who to ask. You're human, and you don't look high, so you're it. Can you help me out?
Slow down and tell me what the problem is.
Right. Slow down. Sorry, I just don't know what to do. My friend Moiral is doing a piece on Omega games. She's hanging with Florid. He's the worst of the worst.
What is she doing?
A vid piece. She's an investigative reporter, you know? She's trying to profile gang leaders.
What is she doing?
A vid piece. She's an investigative.
Your friend could get hurt.
Yeah, and she's going to. See, Florid's on her. His gang is on the way here, and they're going to make a mess of her. I have to get a message to her, and fast.
You seem to have a lot of information.
I'm her tech. I've been monitoring the gang's comm. The last transmission said Florid's going to splatter her. Man, I'm a tech junkie. I don't know how to handle this.
What do you want me to do?
She and I have a code. If you go over and say 2 words to Florid, my friend will get the message and get out of there. The 2 words are terminal and eternity. In that order. Please tell me you can do that. She's going to die.
It sounds simple enough. Why can't you do it?
I stare at monitors all day. I can't walk up and talk to a gang leader. I'd piss my pants and run away. I can't let Moiral die. It's just saying 2 words in a sentence. You can do that, right?
I can do that.
Thank you. Thank you. Remember, terminal and eternity. In that order, just work them into a sentence.
Just gonna do a little bit of something for all of our sakes real quick. That'll hopefully help a little bit. There we go. Just a little bit of sound balancing. I'm sure it won't break everybody's immersion. Holy crap, this place is dense with characters.
Lots of money on display here tonight. We gotta hit some of that later. Not so loud, we'll hit it. Don't worry. Good cred hunting tonight. We'll hit him in the alley. As long as it isn't one of Arya's people, we're good. We gotta get enough creds to keep paint off our backs. Hey, what are you looking at?
Not much.
A pair of sad losers who think they're something, and are about to find out they're not.
Who's gonna show us that? You? You don't think she's tough.
Tougher than you.
That was almost certainly a mistake. I don't know, that would not, that's like, there's nothing about that that's gonna help draw out Morinth, because it's just picking a fight. But they were talking about hunting people. Although that's what she does. Whoa. You straight up get the option to punch Meln.
Hey. Hey! I'll dance next to you. If you want to think we're dancing together, go ahead.
I do want to think that.
What was that line? What was that dialogue just now?
My name is Morinth. I've been watching you. You're the most interesting person in this place. I've got a booth over here in the shadows. Why don't you come sit with me? Some nights I come here and there's no one interesting to talk to. Some nights, there's just one person. Tonight it's you. Why is that?
Well, first I punched some Turians and then I danced. And apparently that makes me an artist. I'm a good artist.
You and I want the same things.
Do we?
I've traveled all over the galaxy.
It changes you, doesn't it?
Real travel means going to dangerous places.
Where you can see and do things most people can't imagine. Yes. When I travel, I find myself drawn to dark, dangerous places.
Violent places?
Violence is the surest expression of power.
Violence is a means to an end. Power is that end.
But violence is such a charming way to reach that end.
Do you know anything about art?
It speaks to the darkest places in me. What about you?
Do you know the artist Forta?
I didn't think anyone around here knew him. He's sublime. Art comes in many varieties. I've seen vids that were more powerful than a sculpture sitting in a gallery.
Do you know Vaenya?
My favorite. The two actresses on it are so glamorous.
I'll have to watch it.
Maybe we could do that together.
What do you think of the music here?
Dark rhythms, violent pulses. It stirs something primitive in me. What about you?
I'm curious about a band called Expel 10.
They get in my head and tear it to pieces. They're in concert soon. Maybe we should go together. You can lose yourself in the music here. There are ways to enhance that, you know?
What do you think of Hallex?
Do you want to get out of here? My apartment is nearby and I want you alone.
Well, that was almost eerily easy. I guess that one person's screwed. I didn't really get a chance to drop the few keywords because we were just like instantaneously here. Don't mind you, I'm just scanning the stuff in your room for research purposes. Violence. Did I say violence a few more times? Are you turned on by me saying violence?
I was into dueling for a while. I love the moment you see it in your opponent's eyes. He knows you're better, and he's going to die. Have a Hallex if you want. But wouldn't you rather have all your senses be clear and sharp right now? I certainly do.
Should I just look around?
A gift from a suitor. The statue's got more personality than he did. Still, he impressed me enough that he finally got what he wanted. It didn't end the way he hoped. I love any game where your opponent can believe he is about to win, just before you kill him.
It's almost as if that's your game. Multiple direct references to the fact that she kills people she sleeps with, basically. I'd be concerned by people who don't take a hint at some point.
I love clubs. People, movement, heat. I can still hear the bass like the drums of a great hunt out for your blood. But here, it's muted, and you're safe. Is that what you want, Shepard?
I'd rather fight than hide.
Yes. Better to take control of your fate. I've never understood the fascination with safety. Some of us choose differently. Independence over submission? I think we share that, you and I.
You compare us, but you're nowhere near my league.
So strong. I need this. Look into my eyes and tell me you want me. Tell me you'd kill for me. Anything I want.
Don't count on it.
But you... Who are you? Oh no. I see what's going on. The bitch herself found a little helper. Marin! Mother. Do not call me that. I can't choose to stop being your daughter, Mother. You made your choice long ago. What choice? My only crime was being born with the gifts you gave me. Enough, Morin! I am the genetic destiny of the Asari, but they are not ready to reveal this. So I must die. You are a disease to be purged. Nothing more. I'm as strong as she is. Let me join you. I am already sworn to help you, Shepard. Let us finish this.
Well, that's a hell of a choice, huh? See, it's a neat little touch. You get to choose to kill either of them and the remaining character joins your party, which means that yes, if you kill Samara, that slot in your party is replaced by a completely different character, which is not really a thing that happens much. You get the choice between who lives or dies between Caden or Ashley, but you never got to choose who filled a particular slot necessarily. But seriously, one of them's a serial killer, and one of them's a justice warrior with crazy superpowers and a code. Even if you're I feel like even if you're a pretty bad dude, you'd probably still want Samara on your team over the person that wants to, like, fuck murder your entire crew.
End of the line, Morinth.
And they call me a monster.
Find peace in the embrace of the goddess. I am ready to leave this place and get on with my life. Are you ready to go as well?
Do you want to talk about what happened?
Shepard, what do you think I will say? What can I say? I just killed the bravest and smartest of my daughters. There are no words. I will try another time. For now, show mercy on a broken old warrior and let us leave.
Let's go.
It's rough. It's also an interesting twist on the traditional way that story plays out, because so many forms of fiction, and especially stuff that involves supernatural things or sci-fi or fantasy, where they like to abstract more real-life struggles. Anyone who's an outsider and seems like they're the dregs of society, that seems like they're repressed and by the society itself, you inherently want to side with them because what happens to them isn't fair. But in this case, the thing that makes her different also makes her a serial killer. And that's pretty rough. And yeah, it raises a few questions to some extent, like in how in real life there are people who have very serious mental conditions that lead to them doing terrible things. And so it's not fair, but also it has to be stopped one way or another, because you can't just excuse it for the condition itself and let them move on because of what it makes them do. Mission summary: Samara has dealt with the Ardat-Yakshi. She remains loyal to Shepard personally. Loyalty of the Justice Guard beyond question, given apparent bond. Is there a period there? There is a period there. I'm like, that was a weird sentence. Loyalty of the Justice Guard beyond question, given apparent bonds of oath rendered to Shepard. Better than hoped. Cerberus activities will not be affected further by presence of Shepard's team. Relieved to have Justicar's mission completed. Unfortunately, body of Ardat-Yakshi could not be taken for study. Genetic abnormality could have been useful. Subject's expertise would have made her a valuable team member if sociopathic tendencies were mitigated. Leave it to the elusive man to see Morinth as another resource to be gained. Concerningly, got a new outfit for Samara. The usual. And 30,000 credits somehow. Not sure what causes some of the dollar values to come up, but they happen. Well, I was thinking, thanks for all your input, Jack, but she was largely absent from the scenes. In fact, during the Morinth scene, your party member just doesn't even show up, so she was just a window dressing. But hey, I found this.
Big selection of illegal shit. You could thrive here if you're strong and ruthless. I like it.
Well, then why don't you move in?
People come to places such as this seeking a better life. And when they get here, they find this. Violent, forced into destitution on a world filled with criminals. They deserve protection. If I survive on it, I may return here.
Blaming the Council's threatened limits on the slave trade for the lower number, with 80% of all people for this week. This news could...
Alright, Samara. Any follow-up? Because no matter how much you act like you can't be that emotionally detached from what happened.
Morinth haunted my dreams and waking hours equally. For the first time in 400 years, I am free. I am a ruined vessel of sorrow and regret, but I am free. It is not a feeling I can describe.
Was it worth it?
It was never a question of worth, but of need. I had to take the action I did, as did she. This was never a story that would have a happy outcome.
You did your duty. What about your feelings?
One of my daughters is dead. My hopes, my dreams were all bound up in my children. Still, my feelings have always come after my duty. The same is true of you.
You said that Morinth was a monster, but she was still your daughter.
She was the strongest and smartest. She would not accept the injustice thrust upon her. She fought to the end. I am so proud of her, Shepard.
Killed her for being what she was.
And I would again. But I also know what it means to leave everything behind and fight. Do you realize that she went on the run at the age of 40? I do not know human years well, but it is very young for Asari.
What will you do now that Morinth is gone?
Assuming I survive your mission, I am a Justicar. Injustice still exists, and perhaps even other Ardat-Yakshi.
There's no way to correct the condition Morinth had?
We are an advanced species, but we don't have magic. When the trait manifests at maturity, it is too late for mitigation. It only occurs in purebloods like myself. Perhaps that is the root of the stigma regarding Asari-exclusive pairings. I don't know.
I thought Ardat-Yakshi were extremely rare.
Asari have spread to many worlds. There are remote regions with no government oversight. If I travel to those worlds and they do exist, I will find them.
Morinth claimed that her condition was the future of the Asari race.
Morinth would say anything that served her cause. Ardat-Yakshi are sterile, Shepard. That wouldn't be a particularly viable future for my people.
You don't want to settle down?
I did. I returned to my homeworld and tried to start a family. I will fight and struggle all my life. That is my fate. When I die, it will not be in bed. I am at peace with that.
You still control the direction of your life.
I have chosen this path. I truly am at peace. Due in no small part to you.
So she actually reminds me a lot of Morden in that she inherently has a huge struggle morally with what she has to do, but she's had so much time to think about said struggle that she has come to an answer and is relatively confident in her answer, even if she's aware of the inherent conflict built into it. Hey, Thane?
Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
Of course, Shepard. Join me.
I've been thinking about you.
And I, you. Will you hear my confession, Shepard?
I wouldn't talk to you if I didn't want to hear what you have to say.
When I married Erica, the Hanar let me leave their service to raise a family, but I had no other skills, so I freelanced. When Erica was killed, I pursued those responsible. Once I'd eliminated them, I had no goal. I accepted the Dantius commission because I didn't know what else to do.
Not the healthiest attitude to take on a mission.
You're right, it's not. Looking back now, it's clear I'd resigned myself to death. I would have fulfilled my contract. If Nasana's guards caught me afterwards, it would have been a good death. But someone else was pushing to reach the target, forcing me to move faster, challenging me. I had to reach her first.
You're alive because I wounded your pride?
Pride is the line between a professional and a thug. Your mission gave me purpose, a cause to die for, a chance to atone. I was able to speak to my son again. I can leave my body in peace.
We got a long way to go before you can rest.
I know. I'm prepared for whatever comes.
So that recontextualizes why he took that job for free. He wasn't doing it necessarily for entirely for out of principle, but just because he just needed something to do, which is very different.
Shepard, it's so good to see you. I've set up a few terminals with information I think you'll find interesting. Take a look.
Welcome back, Shadow Broker.
What's this?
That's the old broker's VI assistant. It's actually been helpful with rebuilding the network.
Please let me know if I can organize anything else for you, Shadow Broker.
It also thinks anyone in the room is the broker. I'll play around with the settings later.
My manual is ready whenever you have a moment.
So I know I could have done this immediately, but I chose not to because they act like time has passed when you walk in here. So it felt weird to walk directly in and then have them like, "Oh, it's so good to see you, Shepard. Thanks for coming by." And I'm like, I just finished the mission. I've been here the whole time." So I went ahead and just left and did Samara's mission and came back because it just fits a little better. So we've got dossiers, advanced training, delivery pickup, Shadow Broker ship model. Boom, last one for the set. Survey information. Look at those. Why do I have to pay for these? So, platinum, palladium, iridium, and ezo-rich planets to add to the map. Might want to do that, so let's try that. Just for my scanning and resources.
His mistress has made some unusual purchases lately. She may be expecting to move to a larger mansion.
Interesting. You open the shutter and it gets louder outside. It gets louder around here. I wouldn't expect the shutter to be a primary element of the sound here. Investment opportunities. Warning signal. A pirate fleet is massing on the fringes of the terminus systems in preparation for a raid on the outlying Alliance colonies. Send a tip-off to Admiral Hackett about the upcoming invasion. Okay. Sure, why not? Bureaucracy in action. The Certa Foundation can't start tests on a promising new antibiotic because of accidentally misfiling paperwork. Use your contacts to help them cut through the red tape so they can begin clinical trials. Why not? Smear campaign. And it shows... Of course it shows him. A corrupt politician is trying to levy heavy taxes on all Earth-manufactured goods coming into a system in exchange for kickbacks from local businesses. Ruin the politician's reputation with a smear campaign so his proposals don't pass. Yay. Just reward. Eclipse mercenaries have secretly set up a red sand production facility on the planet Cuervo. Tip off the planetary authorities around the facility in exchange for half the credits seized during their raid. We'll see if anything comes of those. That'll be interesting. There's the dossiers. I'll get to those in a moment. We should talk to Liara about how things are settling in. Hello. Oh, you can spend 1,000 to element 0 to redistribute the ability points of each character, which is a good thing to have access to, because when you do people's loyalty missions, you unlock their last skill. But if you've already pre-allocated their skills, you might not have the ability to actually put the points into that skill that you want. There's a basic gear customization spot and a research terminal. What's back here? Oh yeah, the person we rescued.
It's nearly time to repurchase effective caste status on Karshan. I have deducted funds to grant you full elite access.
He's still following me around like I'm the person he's supposed to be helping.
Shepard, glad you stopped by. We don't get many visitors.
Take it easy. You've been through a lot.
You're probably right. I never did say thanks for the rescue.
Liara never gave up on you, Farron. I just helped.
I'm still amazed Liara came for me. I'll never forget what either of you did.
I can log that in the archives for you, sir.
I see you met the secretary.
For 2 years, Liara didn't stop looking for you. You two must have been close.
She's a good friend. Better than I deserve.
How you holding up, Farron?
I'll be alright. I wasn't always strapped into that interrogation chair. Drell can mentally escape into old memories. It came in handy on the bad days.
How many times did the Shadow Broker hook you up to that contraption?
A lot. It gets fuzzy. He made the guards watch, as an example.
What will you do now that you're a free man?
I want to help Liara rebuild this place. But after that...
Your schedule's getting full, sir. Let me sync it to your Omni tool.
No thanks, I'm fine.
How did you and Liara both end up looking for my body?
Cerberus headhunted me and Liara to steal your body from the Shadow Broker. I was working for the broker at the time, and he's the one who scraped up your remains in the first place.
What turned you against the Shadow Broker?
He started working for the Collectors. You weren't their first victim. I was an information trader, not a slaver.
How do you think Liara's doing as the new Shadow Broker?
Operations are almost fully recovered after a slight dip in efficiency.
Ever since we repaired the network, Liara's been glued to the archives. I caught her sleeping at her desk more than once. She's busy, but I think she likes it that way.
Looks like you've made a friend.
The drone follows everyone. I don't know why the broker kept it around.
I'm a shell for a specialized data processing VI, custom built to your specifications, Shadow Broker.
It helps coordinate the network's massive information feeds, but it could use a different interface tone.
You deemed my default personality sufficient for your needs, Shadow Broker.
I wish it would stop calling me that.
Take it easy, Baron.
Thanks.
Says a lot about the Shadow Broker's confidence in himself, that all of his computers had no security on them, so they would automatically assume that he was...
The agent has obtained the equipment used to record the General Partenax and Kilix-Tanis duel.
Wonder how many things he has to say overall. But not only does his computers have no security, assuming nobody would ever be in the room besides him, even his drone just assumes that he's the only one that'll ever be in the room forever. Which is funny, because of course he replaced the previous Shadow Broker, although maybe all this stuff was programmed by the one before him, what, was that 60 years ago?
What does this console do?
This is the video surveillance access point. I've queued up the archive footage you requested on your last visit, Shadow Broker. Remember, you can zoom in for more detailed viewing and can pause anytime during playback. Ardat-Yakshi, Omega. Emily Wong, Citadel. Fred Mazai, Citadel. Donnell Udina, Omega. Armando Bailey, Citadel. David Anderson, Citadel. Praetor Gavorn, Omega. Kalisa bint Sinan Al-Jilani, Citadel. Keeper 20, Citadel. Matriarch Atheta, Ilium. Erdnot Torsk, Tachanka. Elias Kellum, Citadel. Okir test subject number 317, alias Grunt. Ilium. Thane Krios, Kaje. Justicar Samara. Ilium. Omega.
That's a trip, huh? You can zoom in and view so many different characters. Also, Udina, I know your secret now. Oh, that's scandalous for a politician. Do you work? Oh yeah, it is playing music.
As you requested, I have acquired the soul name for the leader of the Hanar's Enkindler religion.
Oh, now they're just screwing with us and hinting at things that we don't get to actually find out. It's the name of the, that's the soul name of the leader of the entire Enkindlers. No big deal. Right, I should probably turn the music back up now that we're not in a club.
How are you doing, Liara?
I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. The Shadow Broker had more resources than you can imagine. Here, come on over. He had top-level access to the Turian and Asari governments. And more than one Solarian Dalatros traded intel. And now it's ours.
If you're in over your head, we could just crash this thing and walk away.
That's just it. In a way, I feel like I belong here. Working on my own, I was always hunting for leads. With the Shadow Broker's resources, it's about organizing, cataloging. I've got everything, Shepard. This is a dream job. Although, the location could be better.
You're not gonna turn into a recluse with creepy information on everyone in the galaxy, are you?
I can understand the temptation. I've got all the secrets of the galaxy at my fingertips. Give me 10 minutes and I could start a war. But I've got a purpose. Helping you stop the Reapers. That will keep me honest. You know, relatively speaking.
Have you found anything useful yet?
The Shadow Broker knew about the Reapers. Perhaps that's why he offered to help prove Saren's guilt to the Council.
He didn't want Saren to succeed.
He also knew that the Collectors were Protheans, repurposed to be Harbinger's puppets. There's even some data on the Protheans. I think he knew what was coming and was looking for a way to survive.
Why was he still looking at Protheans? They gave us the warning in the conduit at Ilos, but we've used those.
The Shadow Broker seemed to think there was more out there. Perhaps the Protheans had other plans. Or maybe he was just grasping at anything that offered some hope.
How'd you know what the Shadow Broker was?
I didn't. I had no idea what to expect when we finally found him. But I researched pre-spaceflight cultures during some of my Prothean studies. I know a bit about the Yogg. There's more on the terminals if you want to look. They're a fascinating culture, and a terrifying one.
How's Farron doing?
As well as you'd expect, after 2 years of intermittent torture.
He gonna be okay?
I don't know. He wants to work, so I'm letting him help. Maybe it takes his mind off it.
So, you and Farron?
We're just friends. Commander, are you jealous? If you're concerned, maybe you should do something about it.
You know, I didn't come down here just to talk about data.
I know. But you have someone. I spent 2 years hunting for the Shadow Broker. I need to find out what happens next. Maybe someday we'll be together. But for now, you deserve to be happy.
At least let me take you out of here. We can see the new Normandy. Maybe have a drink.
I'd like that.
Good. Get your things and come on up.
Okay, thanks. I'll be right there. Just give me a minute.
Definitely a case of not getting the dialogue I expect. I'm like, I want to talk about us, which is being like a clear link. I'm like, let's clear the air, and she's like, but immediately Shepard's all horn dog about it.
Did you enjoy the tour?
Yes, it's a beautiful ship. And I ran into Joker. He seemed happy to see me. Although he did ask if you and I would be acting out scenes from some vid called Vanya.
Of course he did.
I also spoke with Dr. Chakwas. I'm glad she's doing well. I brought you something. It took some digging, but I recovered your tags.
I'd never see these again.
They changed hands more than once. Do you remember Admiral Hackett? He gave them to me so I could return them to you. He sends his best and hopes you're okay. So how are you doing, Shepard? I mean, really. Not what you tell your squad to keep morale up.
Honestly, I'm tired. Tired of dealing with Cerberus. Tired of the Council ignoring me. Tired of my closest friends not believing me.
Yes, I heard about what Ashley said on Horizon. I'm sorry. But their short-sightedness doesn't diminish what you've accomplished. There wouldn't be a man, woman, or child left on Horizon, if not for you.
I saved some of them. Not enough. And the Collectors will keep hitting colonies until I stop them.
So you'll stop them?
And here I thought it'd be difficult.
You'll get the job done. You always do. I just don't know what comes next. So tell me what you want. What are you fighting for? A chance to give Garrus some peace?
He's been hurt. Betrayed. He deserves something better. I never thought I'd find peace in the arms of a Turian, but...
Why not? Humans seem to have no trouble finding Asari attractive.
Everyone finds Asari attractive.
I hope the two of you find some happiness, Shepard. I should get back to my base, but thanks for inviting me up, Shepard.
Come back soon.
That was some nicely interwoven dialogue that has a bunch of different variables factoring into certain elements of it. That was all rather seamlessly pulled off. It's one of those things that like shows the height of the ambition of some of what this trilogy tries to accomplish, both with its internal consistency and even cross-game consistency, with even having to deal with the incredibly specific variables of the idea of specific romances in the first game, followed by changing romances in the second game, and those branches that can follow from that. So can I use the delivery pickup? Shotgun technology. For a shotgun mod. Money laundering recycling centers palladium salvaged from the old armor and cybernetics. I want 10,000 palladium, yes. Nice. Well, that's awfully useful. Sure, I'll take it. And how about the dossiers? One of the core things to look for here. Miranda Lawson. Cerberus officer. Efficient, ruthless, obsessed with human dominance. Possible recruitment candidate after elusive man's assassination and destruction of Cerberus. Whoa. That's, presumptive. Interesting. I assume that's the previous Shadow Broker's words. So the Shadow Broker was planning on literally destroying Cerberus. They were, nothing if not ambitious, I suppose. It's also interesting to think that the Shadow Broker started off acting against the Reapers, but then started working with them. Because he fought against the Reapers by discrediting Saren, but then later was directly working with the Collectors in our favor. I think that what happened is after the Citadel event happened, when Sovereign attacked, I think the Shadow Broker's confidence was shaken, and he thought that it was time for desperate measures for survival as opposed to continued supremacy. Look at that. Look how much we just get for Miranda alone. Shepard, Saren, Spectre. Oh, she's doing image results for Shepard, Saren, Spectre. And then news. She looked up Eldfell Ashland Energy, After Dark Fashions. So she set up a subscription to After Dark Fashions and canceled a subscription to Biotech Research Quarterly. Vidbook purchase. Men are from Omega, women are from Ilium. Sure. So it's tracking your internet activity. By the way, this will be the rest of the episode, so if you don't want to go through dossier stuff, well, see you next episode. What's going on here? She has multiple correspondences with other people. What is this? iPartner connections. We reviewed your application to join iPartner group and are happy to accept you into the exclusive Diamond Circle, where the best meet the best. Just basic benefit ads. It's like her inbox stuff. Ilium. A message from Perfect Man 01. She's doing internet dating. That's what iPartner is. Hey there, new to all this iPartner stuff? Yes. Well, maybe tell me about yourself. What sort of work do you do? I can't talk about that. Like some kind of secret government spy stuff? Sounds dangerous. Yes. Okay, how about a little about you? What do you do for fun? Look, I don't really care about getting to know you. Upload your required medical exam results. Sure. You have a mild case of shin-tonial abraxas 4 years ago. Yes, but the doctors have... Disconnect. You can interrupt somebody when they're... Well... No, this is text chat. I was gonna say, how did you cut him off mid-sentence in a text chat? He wouldn't... He would have finished typing the thing out or something, or the disconnect would have happened first. Weird. So that's interesting. She requires the data, like she requires medical exam data of the people she partners with, apparently. Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that is new sprung. Disconnect. Hey, baby, how about a pic? Let's get this. Disconnect. Medical. Looks clean. Yes. Apartment block. 221. Anything I should? Disconnect. So she likes to hang up on people, but apparently she found somebody that was clean. Is that you? Yes, don't worry. Oh, this is, Oriana. This is the sister. Yes, don't worry, I've made sure everything is secure. Secure, right. Yeah, good call. How are you settling in? Good. The house is huge. Seems so big for me. How are your studies going? Great. I don't like genetic theory, but I want to understand everything, you know? Physics and math all seem to breeze by. Your mark in late 20th century Earth history is below the standard deviation. Did you want me to hire a tutor for you? History? No, it's okay. Just not interested, I guess. Ori? What? Fine, yes, okay, there's a boy in there. Danner. Danner Gossamer? Yes, how did you know that? It doesn't matter. His family owns a series of restaurants in the Citadel. Good academic record. Interested in sports. Broke his leg when he was 14. Sure? Yes, he's always asking questions in class. I don't think he even knows I'm alive. I see. How do I, get him to notice? Getting him to notice? Yes, I can help with that. Please? Yes, boys. You must be sure to always be true to yourself. I know that sounds like silly advice, but if he isn't interested in the real you, he won't be interested. You have to trust that when things are right, he will notice you, and he will appreciate that you are both what you are both inside and out. You can't make yourself into something you're not. Because you will never learn if that special someone falls for you or falls for a lie? Ori, I didn't... You are pasting advice from Dear Dinah column dated 2 weeks ago. We have the extranet here as well, sis. God. Isn't this a text chat? I'm confused. How are people interrupting each other in text chat? Like, she copy-pasted that whole paragraph from an advice article. How did Ori finish her sentence? That's not how text chat works. I didn't mean to make you angry. I know, sis. I know. I'm sorry. I hate all this. Being here and you're off doing whatever to save the world or whatever. I just hate it. There isn't a point to saving the world if I can't even talk to my sister. I'm sorry. I am. Now, why don't you tell me about this boy? Yeah, okay, he's different. I hate him already. Randa! I'm your sister. I'm going to hate all of them. Accept it. Now his eye color says blue here. Is that ocean blue or more like gunmetal blue? Summary of transmission concluded. There's a medical correspondence with the medical center on Ilium. Miss Lawson, as per your request for privacy, this message will be removed from our database upon confirmation of send integrity. While we cannot firmly attribute the cause of the benign neoplasm up to the irregularity of your genetic makeup, we can confirm that the progressive damage renders you unable to conceive a child. About 12% of human women, ages 18 to 54, have difficulty getting pregnant or staying pregnant according to data obtained from the Institute of Species Research, ISR. There are many support groups if you wish to discuss your conditions, and several options available should you wish to consider the adoption of a child. If you require further consultation, please contact our communications officer. So we have another woman who can't conceive children. Surprising number of reoccurring plot points in this episode, because we have the double up on people that can't reproduce, we have the double up on people referencing that one specific play about Asari human relationships. That was just one character, by the way. We got a list. Oh my goodness, the list goes well beyond the number of cast members, too. Alright, let's do this. Dr. Morton Solis, professor previously attached to the Salarian Special Tasks Group. Impressive credentials, modifications to genophage reestablished 99.9% death rate among Crothan births. Current work with Shepard, obvious atonement attempt. Judgy. Mission report, Project Firebreak. Trading Center Chachanka. Turian patrol ship, Indomitable, contacted by assisting distraction team. Breaks into DMZ. Enters into gap and coverage. Kirahi performs final review of drop parameters, so there's Kirahi there from Mass Effect 1. Hold the line. Solas suggests to change the plan. When informed that plan will not be changing unless parameter shift, Solas suggests Commander Kirahi has foreign obstruction in cloaca. Wow. Reference to having a stick up the ass. Except apparently they have cloacas. More things but I wasn't sure I wanted to know about the Salarians. Directs incoming Warlock scouts. Scouts neutralized. Rentola retreated from minor injuries. Solas asks if failure to land undetected constitutes parameter shift. Kirahi suggests operation may proceed as planned. Solas suggests cloacal obstruction is in fact Kirahi's cranium. His head's up its cloaca. Okay. They proceed towards the drop point. They split, drawing the scouts away. Disable solar array. Leave the Agri Center to repair solar array. That's the Warlock scouts. They enter the Agri Center. Disperse the payload. Warlock's coming back. Kirahi suggests Solas is in fact a walking cloaca. Restates importance of holding the line. Always hold the line. Warlock team arrives at Agri Center and initiates close quarters combat. Jiren and Coral are killed. Malin and... Oh, Malin. That's the person from his loyalty mission. Malin, Hisho, and Shinnok are injured. Warlock team is killed in its entirety. Last member prevented from broadcasting alarm due to Specialist Solas stabbing Warlock guard through the eye with a pitchfork, sustaining injuries to face and right cranial horn in process. So it was during that mission that he broke off his horn and got a lot of face scars. Distraction team arrives to provide relief. Kirahi Notes parameter shift. Suggests Rentola take injured team back to ship. Despite injuries to head and face, Solus refuses to return to ship, noting that need for soil and water analysis at secondary site. Curie suggests Solus is one tough cloaca. They're really heavy on that terminology. Malin's greatly distressed by the discovery that the Agra Center was staffed by female Krogan, including the guards in attack. Solus calms colleague and provides sedative. Malin returns to ship. So that's when he had probably had the change of heart over what was happening there, and leading to his eventual betrayal. Active team finishes disposal of bodies, heads for secondary drop point, hospital. Payload dispersed in food and water. Return to ship. Solus declines treatment, insisting on providing additional care for Hishel, Shinnok, and Malin. So even when he has a horn broken off, he's still not getting any medical treatment. Malin makes formal protest, suggesting actions against female Krogan violate mission parameters and maintaining population levels without negatively impacting culture. Specialist Solus requests protests be stricken from record due to Malin's injured condition. Commander Kirhi concurs. Malin given additional sedatives, unconscious for remainder of operation. Protest stricken from submitted copy of report. But apparently the Shadow Broker was still able to get it, so it existed somewhere. They left. Mission complete. Bibliography. Just a very long list of expert things. Yeah, it's his profession. It's his history of papers and researches and projects and so on. Surveillance transcript. Patient. I can't call. Damn it. Need to Morton Sola says, time of death, 22:17. Need to remove body. Sanitize area. Not that sanitation matters. Same plague. Still. No need to risk further infection. How can you... Shouldn't we do something for him? Why? Bartarian belief in afterlife involves soul leaving the body through eyes. Treatment of corpse unimportant by cultural standards, unless eyes are removed by enemies. Very insulting. But we just lost another patient. Yes, more patients than time. Impossible to save everyone. Go crazy if you try. So save it who you can. Move on. Save more if we hurry. We shouldn't be in here waiting for people to come to us. We should be out there getting medicine to them. I can go. No. Pointless. Already more than enough patients here. Can't risk combat with Vorcha and gangs. Better to save those who make effort to come to us. Doctor, there are blue suns outside. They're asking for all the humans to come out. Of course. Expected as much. Losing Vorcha. Need to establish dominance. We'll speak with them. Daniel, remove corpse. Get next patient. Still more to save. Sounds of footsteps. Solus leaves. He's not going to turn us over to them, is he? I don't think so. Listen, when he gets back, tell him I took some of the cure. I'm going to go out and help. But just tell him. Sounds of footsteps. Abrams leaves. You can't... My God. What's going on? There's gunfire. Solus returns. Get up. Danger is past. Blue Suns didn't expect resistance. Foolish of them. Won't make that mistake again. No chance to, I suppose. Please, up. I need you to bring in the next patient. Wait. Medical supplies missing. Corpse not removed. Where's Daniel? He said... Went to slums? Trying to help those that are too sick to come in. Yes. His decision. Hope he lives. Can't help him now. Too busy. Bring next patient. So on top of getting some further context on the entire plague situation, or more specifically just a scene happening during that, we also learned that Batarians don't have much by the way of funeral rites, or at least it would appear. Jacob Taylor, ex-Alliance soldier, biotic training, despite solid service history, clearly placed on Shepard's team primarily for stabilizing elements of personality. Workout routine. Lots of working out. Most popular workout entertainment. Blasto, the jellyfish stings. Making of Blasto, the jellyfish stings. Old Yeller, Centennial Remastered Edition. Whoa. Asari Confessions 26, True Blue. Military correspondence. Jacob Taylor. From the Citadel, apparently. Dear Mr. Taylor, it was with great regret that I learned of your resignation from the Alliance military. In your many years of service, you have proven yourself an exemplary Marine. You have been an invaluable asset to the Alliance military, and we will miss your expertise and loyalty. It is for this reason that I am prepared to offer you a promotion. to the rank of First Lieutenant, along with a corresponding raise in pay grade. I would welcome you as an addition to my company. I hope that you will give my offer due consideration, and I personally look forward to your response. Sincerely, Colonel Hashim Banks, 1st Earth Division Special Forces Alliance Military. This is from Jacob Taylor to Ronald Taylor, so... Oh, sorry, from Ronald to Jacob. It's from his father. Son, if you're reading this, then I'm gone. With the inherent dangers of these missions, it seems foolish not to have some letter like this ready, so I'm sending this before we get too far from our last relay. I remember the look on your face when I left. You wanted to ask me not to go, but you didn't. You've grown to be a wise young man with a strong sense of duty. I wish I could take credit for that, but it has more to do with who you are than anything I taught you. The truth is, I haven't been around enough, and if you're reading this, then I'm never going to have the chance to fix that. My job is an important one, but a man can't hide behind the pressures of work. This was to be my last trip. Easy for me to say now, I know, but the money from this expedition would have let me settle down with you and your mother to carve out some kind of peaceful, quiet life, far away from the pressures of space. Before I left, you were talking about joining the Alliance. I hope you find the same kind of peace and camaraderie with your team that I found on the Gernsback. I love you, son, and I'm proud of the man you've become. I wish I could have told you that one last time. Love, Dad. And then he made a weird nightmare cult prison thing where he would basically rape people that were mentally compromised. A+, Dad. Subject 0. Jack. Abnormal biotic powers, archived combat footage compares favorably with Proggia facility's expected results. Easily manipulated through emotional impairment created by severe abuse and confinement during childhood. Extranet log. Subject 0 avoids the Normandy's extranet connection and works off a private Omni tool line. But that apparently didn't stop this. Searching for Cerberus, Cerberus and Proggia, Telton, Cerberus and Telton, Cerberus Doctor's elusive man Miranda Lawson. Galactic history, last decade. Citadel Newsnet forums. Geth attack on Eden Prime, Geth attack on the Citadel, Commander Shepard Spectre inauguration, only watched for 12 seconds. Crash of the first Normandy. Video of Alliance vessel escape pod procedures. Mass relay locations. Citadel worlds. Shuttle ports and Citadel worlds and terminal systems. Travel warnings. List of Citadel no-flight zones. Saving a lot of these things locally. Keeping track of them, perhaps. Probably planning where she's going to go from here. She's probably planning her escape or her eventual, like, what she's going to do with herself because she doesn't trust this crew and the place, this group that she's with right now, or what her future's going to be like afterwards. Banned from the Citadel Newsnet forums. Signed up for Galactic Champion Poker. Played poker 15 minutes. Banned. Used commercial VI program to wipe extranet history. Didn't work, did it? Intercepted message transmission. Dear Jack, Jacqueline Knott. Thank you for your submission to Galactic Poetry Monthly. We regret that you were unable to use your submission at this time. Galactic Poetry Monthly generally focuses on metered verse, and you may wish to check your guidelines before submitting again. My soul burns with a fire of darkness, quenched only in the pain of loneliness. I hold my breath waiting until spots appear black as the past, and fill my lungs with lies of hope. I mark myself, black and jagged, to cover the scars that make me a monster. A warning, this is not a place of honor. No esteemed dead are buried here. Damn, Jack. Are you writing for Linkin Park? What is this? Surveillance transcript? Cerberus involvement, Eden Prime. I'm so sorry, says Dr. Castor. These things, there's so much about prenatal element 0 exposure that we don't understand. But no, she was fine. She was fine and happy. You just told me she needed a checkup. It happened quickly. We were unable to bring her back. You just said we needed a checkup. How'd this happen? I'm very sorry. I want to see her. No, ma'am. Believe me, after what the seizures did to the poor child's body, you don't. I don't... How'd this happen? We don't know. I'll be honest, this isn't the first infant we've lost this way. Why? God, why? We're working on treatments. The government doesn't put much effort into it, though. Don't want to interfere with their biotic recruitments. Sons of bitches. Those sons of bitches! Listen, this may not be the right time, but if you'd be willing to let us study your baby's body, we can do some tests. You want to keep her? I don't want another family to go through what you went through. Okay. Yes, whatever helps. Thank you very much. The nurse will have you sign a few forms. I'm so sorry, ma'am. Open a secure channel. Authorization 3362. Yes, it's me. I've got a candidate. Yes, highest potential I've seen in years. No, the family has been dealt with. Send a team from Pragia ASAP. So that's Jackie being kidnapped right there. They fake her death so that they can steal her because of her potential. Her life's fucked. Completely fucked. Very similar to Morinth in a lot of ways. I'm actually kind of disappointed she had zero input on the Morinth quest of any kind, because seems like there'd be stuff for her to say. Zaid Masani, Blue Sound's founder, lost leadership of Sons through a lack of interpersonal skills and political judgment. High mission success rate even after near-death experience. Has completed several missions offered by agents. Involvement of the Shadow Broker in these missions withheld. Audio transcript. Partial transcript of conversation recorded on the Normandy's lower decks. Zaid. So this hotspot Turian moves in by the door, ignores my hand signals, and gets hit straight through the visor. Oh my. It's like he was expecting slavers to hand out business cards instead of bullets. Was he alright? The Turian? Nah. Sniper took his head clean off. Oh dear. Right. It all went to shit after that. We jammed their radio equipment, but the slavers got off a shuttle that came back with a bomb. But they were kidnapping people at that camp. Sure. They'd lose some credits, but there's always another civilian transport in the terminus systems. So I'm beginning to realize, what did you do? Got the hell out. We killed their captain and the guards like we were hired. Figured the merc flying the shuttle wouldn't be dumb enough to blow up his own base once we left. What happened? The blood pack always did like them incredibly goddamn stupid. So we've got conversations between Zaid and Kelly, who apparently does make the rounds and interact with everybody, which makes sense because she apparently knows the moment someone's troubled by something, she'll tell you when it's time to talk to somebody about their loyalty mission. So it makes sense that she's having conversations with individuals around here. Personal log. A personal note written by Masani to himself after being approached by Cerberus. He writes in a coded system that is popular among the terminus system mercs. This could be it. If the elusive man's money goes through, it's time to get serious about buying a property. Gotta narrow it down to a place I can stand for more than a year. Elysium? Only if the Alliance gets serious about taking out the Patarians on the Verge. So not in my lifetime. Ilium's an easy place for a man to disappear whether he wants to or not. Think I'll pass. Earth's still too bloody crowded. Bergstein? Decent weather, good food, mostly human. Good choice if I can stay under the radar. Eden Prime? Best garden world in the galaxy, but nothing's rebuilt but the farms. Hell, maybe I should just buy a ship full of explosives and commit suicide on Omega. Easiest retirement plan I've come up with so far. Garrus Vakarian. Former CSEC officer, exceptional tactical and team-building skills, leadership potential overshadowed by Shepard. Unlikely to fully develop under Shepard's command. There's even more of that Ender's Shadow stuff I was talking about there. Even the Shadow Broker openly acknowledges this parallel and how Vakarian might be somewhat suppressed by working under Shepard. Huh. I guess that that makes it as explicit as possible that this is the intention of the writers. Noted criminal deaths on Omega. Rihesh Shurta, gang leader, headshot. Lots of other people, headshots. Kronharda, slavers, saboteurs. Okay, so variable here. Headshots, suffocation from ruining people's suits, chemical overdose, cough. Killed Zel Anik Narhalash, who is a viral specialist serial killer. Killed them with a cough. Visor specs. Targeting visor. Custom. Unique model. Based on Kuwashi frame. Magnification up to 100 times integrated target tracing. Optical wind gravity compensation solutions. Lots of tricks. Can detect biotic fields. A lot going on here. He plays audio during fights. He'll either do die for a cause, fire in the courtyard, bang bang boom, hurt me deeper, and blue azure. And that one, blue azure is from the Vania soundtrack. That's the third reference to Vania we've had in this episode. That's great. 10 names carved into frame. Arash, Montague, Marin, Grundunkruel, Melanus, Ripper, Sensat, Vortash, Butler, Weaver. Additional name carved and subsequently burned out. Sidonis. This is the entire crew. Justicar Samara. Sorry, Justicar. Rigidity of Justicar code makes her movements and mission outcomes predictable. Mother to 3 Ardat-Yakshi, one of which remains wanted for murder in capital space. Not anymore, but I guess that wouldn't be updated yet. Transmission log. Samara. I have called you together to ask something of you. It is not a small thing, but is for the best. Ryla? Felair? Are you receiving this? Quite well. Mother? We're in a common room. Her communicator's too near the door. Try now, Mother. This news would be best delivered in person, but I am not allowed to travel before tomorrow. I have something I must do. It is hazardous, and thus I must do it alone. What do you mean hazardous? Tomorrow I take the Oath of Solitude. It is to prepare me for the other oaths, but it means... You what? It is the oath required of all who... I know what it means, Mother. I'm 42 years old. I have heard of Justicars. So, then, do you understand why I must do it? No. The life of a Justicar is dangerous. I will make enemies, and they would seek to use you. That I understand. What is not clear is why you do this in the first place. Is it not enough that we live 100 light years away from you in a dank fortress, that we have no communicator of our own, but must use this communal one? Do you know what it means to us to hear your voice? I'm sorry, Felair. And now you take that away. This is wounding, but it is the truth. I wish there was some other path. And you called us instead of coming to see us. If I came to see you, I would never leave. You know what that would mean. Is she that terrible, Mother? Is she so much of a menace that you would deny us ever seeing you, ever hearing your voice again? My dear, I cannot lose her on the world. I cannot... I think they meant to have it say loose, not lose. I cannot loose her on the world and pretend I owe her victims nothing. Her crimes are my crimes. In time, you may see as I do. Time is a weak salve for a fresh wound. Please, do not let anger ruin this. We will have our lives to contemplate the pain and loss. Can we not see from one another's eyes, just for a moment? Felair? I don't want to lose you, Mother. Not over someone as small as Morala. Or whatever she calls herself now. And Ryla, you have been silent. Are you in accord? I can only say I will yearn for you too. Surely you have more than that. Is this the only way you will have any righteousness, Mother? It will let me live a just life. Then the goddess forbid I take it from you, she terminates. She loves you, Mother. She did not say it, but she does. And you? Can you understand why I must do this? Catch her. Just catch her. So that was the final conversation between her and her daughters, which she apparently can't talk to now that she is dedicated to the Asari Justicar code. Her dedication to her code seems to indicate that her way of dealing with her grief is that she just has an automated life, basically. Because she has a code, she just has a way she has to behave in most contexts, and she just fully commits to that at all costs. And that lets her that she doesn't have to mourn if she doesn't have to make decisions. Possessions bequeathed by Justicar Samara. A better Althesia. Sky car, appliances, jewelry, hollow locket, baby and children clothing, bunch of items. Fitness pass, photo albums, happy birthday mom travel mug with Samara and children, memorial sphere, birthing creche. Tali Nora Vas Normandy. Mechanic and engineer, typical Quarian investment in species' future instead of personal advancement. Father's work useful in widening tensions between Geth and Quarian races. Oh. That's concerning. Useful in making them more tense. Message chain. 2 Shadow... Oh, this would be back in Mass Effect 1, probably. 2 Shadow Broker from Vitali. I know you don't know me. On contrary, probably does. Especially if her father's important. I know you don't know me. I'm the daughter of Admiral Rael Zora, and I've run into trouble on my pilgrimage. I was investigating a disabled Geth and found a recording that seems to indicate that the Spectre named Saren is working with a Geth. He's betrayed the Council and is working with some group called the Reapers. I'm on the Citadel now, but Saren's people are after me. This is too big for me to deal with. I'm willing to offer you this information in exchange for protection. Are you interested? From the Shadow Broker. I'm interested, and you were smart to come to me. I have an enforcer from the Citadel named Fist. He can protect you, give you the information, and let him get you someplace safe. From Tally. No deal. Saren has turned too many people against me. If we're doing this, I want to meet you in person. I can't trust anyone else. From the Shadow Broker. Understood. I'll meet you in person. Fist will set it up. 2 Fists from the Shadow Broker. I'm forwarding you the intel on a Quarian named Tali Zora. She wants a meeting, and she's got valuable intel. Get her someplace safe and avoid any intelligence channels. Spectre Saren Artorias is after her. When you get the intel, kill the Quarian and any of the operatives who have access to the data. This information cannot be compromised. Top-level security. You'll be compensated for the loss of any of your people. From Shadow Broker to Tali. Your agent was compromised. He tried to sell me out to Saren. I have turned the information over to a human alliance commander named Shepard, and I think I've got all the protection I need. Thank you for your offer, and I hope this does not affect any future exchanges. From Tally to Tally from Shadow Broker. Of course. I apologize for Fist's behavior. Should you ever change your mind, I'd be more than happy to offer my personal protection. Please contact me at your earliest convenience. So the Shadow Broker plays the whole thing cool and acts like Fist was compromised, and plays along when, of course, the Shadow Broker ordered her death in the first place. Oh, well, I finally got revenge on Tally's behalf then from the beginning of the first game. Keystroke recording. Everything typed in on the entire Omni tool. Dear Sean and Heshet Joran, I am... To the parents of Miran Joran Vas... She keeps erasing these over and over again. My name is Talizora Vasnima, and I led the unit where your son was killed on Haestrom. Led the unit on Haestrom where your son died. Unit on Haestrom where Mjorgen died. I didn't know Mjorgen well, but he seemed like a good soldier and a brave young... I didn't get the chance to know Mir very well, but... I only served with Mir for a short time, but I was impressed by his bravery and his commitment to his people. He died so that I could... He saved me from the sacrifice of his... He gave his life to get data that the Admiralty Board felt was... To get data that one day bring us back to the homeworld. I don't know if that helps. Back to the homeworld, and we all honor his sacrifice. I regret... I'm sorry for your... I understand what you must be... She saved an exit after deleting it. She doesn't know how to finish it. She is struggling. She was on a mission. It seemed to be an important mission. People died, and it was under her command, and she doesn't... She has to write to their families, and that's a tough thing to have to do. Kasumi Goto. Skilled breaker and enter specialist, sentimental, impulsive, risk-taker. Investigates lover's death and connection to Alliance scandal. Poetry logs. Ruthless, glinting skin, muscles working in rhythm, cloaked desire watches. Looking at me now, his indifferent eyes smile. I am a puddle. Beautiful and good, punishing with his kindness. Jacob is perfect. She has 3 poem logs of haikus about Jacob. That's great. Kind of wish those two would just get together. From Kasumi to Mathito. Blue Suns Omega. It'd be kind of cool if Kasumi and Jacob got together, just because it would be a chance to expand on two characters that don't get a lot of time, necessarily. After you finish her relatively interesting personal quest, Kasumi just becomes a soundboard, and Jacob doesn't have a whole lot to do in the game in general. So those two spending time together on screen somewhere would expand both of them, probably. I understand from my sources that you are looking to expand your collection of antiquities. These are the items I currently have in my inventory. I was originally commissioned to obtain them, but when payment was not forthcoming, they became mine. The prices on all items are open to negotiation. In your case, I may prefer favor over credits. Please use the same secure channel to respond. Whole bunch of items. Ranging from poetry... What, the Mona Lisa? Huh. Then Krios, Drell Assassin. Achieved top ranks in Hanar training programs, responsible for 1-hour massacre on Omega. Advanced Keprel syndrome makes neutralization a low priority. Oh. Kill methods. Preferred assassination methods. Human. Rear approach. Check soldier to prevent turning. Hands to chin and base of skull. Neck snap. Alternate. Check and grab shoulder. Arm around throat. Grip jaw. Single arm neck snap. Asari. Front approach. Throat punch to collapse airway. Arm control lock to neutralize biotics. Advanced hip throw. Grip chin and scalp. Neck snap. Alternate. Warp field on biotic barrier. Step past. Kick to back of leg to collapse knee. Step in with knee to spine. Grip chin and scalp. Neck snap. Turian, side approach. Low kick to knee. Grab arm and pull into broken leg lock as Turian leg stiffens in pain response. Finger stab under jaw if unarmored. Or eye. Grab head fringe. Neck snap. Alternate. Front approach. Paired punches to vulnerable plates just below eyes. Drop elbow to collarbone. Front leg sweep while vaulting over target, spinning neck snap. Krogan. Top approach. Double strike to eye ridge. Slide down between blinded targets, rising arms. Precision nerve strike to throat. Secondary nerve strike to counter blood rage. Quad kick to bend target. Grip each side of skull. Running, leaping, spinning, neck snap. Alternate. Bomb. Krogans are hard to kill. Freaking, you have to take them out with a running, leaping, spinning. That's neck snap. That's such a ridiculously absurd, crazy sounding maneuver. Like, that sounds insane. Otherwise, I don't know, blow it up. It's a Krogan. They're hard. This is Chakwas' medical report. He has 42% lung capacity. Left side lung shows large lesions. Right lung has nodular lesions only. Antibiotics aren't working. Metastatic progress in his stomach, liver, and heart. Negligible in the heart for now. Viable transplant candidate, but refused to be added to the list. Synthetic lung generation currently impossible for Drell. Therapy and care. At this time, Mr. Krios should continue getting regular cardiovascular exercise in order to stimulate lung movement and prevent or delay stiffness that causes lack of oxygen transport. While physical stimulation may also be beneficial in keeping tissue flexible, any injury at this point will dramatically impact Mr. Krios' body and cause rapid degeneration. It is unclear how much longer Thane will be able to serve in direct action. Thane should continue to wear loose clothing that leaves his chest uncovered and prevent moisture buildup that could worsen the problem. So his costume actually has an explanation, funnily enough. The Drell Edenic memory is often beneficial in allowing Drell to escape unpleasant scenes by losing themselves in happier times. In this case, however, Mr. Krios should try to restrict the time spent reminiscing, as prolonged sedentary activity may increase the rate of lung degeneration. This suggests that what is best for Mr. Krios currently is to continue to remain active and to engage with other team members in order to stay mentally and emotionally stimulated. So basically, taking him on missions might improve his health. Or make it degrade more slowly. Grunt. Okir's vat-bred prototype. Threat to continuation of genophage likely minimal, but leak knowledge and location of perfect Krogan to Solarian Special Tasks Group. Extranet search summary. Krogan history. Great Wars. Genophage. Krogan victories. Okir. Great Generals. Tuchanka. I like how often he misspells these things. Not Rex. Also can't spell that. Battlemaster Shepard. Commander Shepard Normandy. Animal fights. Large predators. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Earth Lizard Rex. Dinosaurs. He got really into Earth history for a bit there. Recent terminal activity. Battlemaster Humans. Earth Humans. Human history. Earth Wars. Download 2.16 maybe terabyte or something. News footage. Human general historical conflict. Warrior humans. Human general historical major military figures. Great humans. Honored humans. Human achievement awards. Great storytellers humans. War stories. Human writers conflict. Human Homer Kipling Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway. Audiobooks. 14% done with Sun Also Rises. 100% done with For Whom the Bell Tolls. Farewell to Arms deleted. 100% done with The Old Man in the Sea. Sharks. That's great. This is great. Recent transactions. He bought an Ultra Black Ops Mega Catalog. Engine Oil. Madness of Sacrifice, the unauthorized biography of Warlord Okir. Economy Box Fish Dog Food Factory Tasty Bites. What? When Fauna Attacks, volumes 1 through 10. Batax Hot Fish Spice. Vania. Fucking Vania again. Asari Confessions 26 True Blue. He's watching the same video as Jacob. Fornex Special Spotlight, Krogan Edition. Captain Cosmic Action Figures, Gar, the Krogan Battlemaster, with real smash your enemies action. He's young. He's a newborn, even if he has the memories of a lot more than that. That's all of our crew members now. Cerberus, rogue agency for advancement of humanity, founded in 2157, active in both Citadel and Terminus space, strong human supremacist overtones, classified as a terrorist threat by both the Systems Alliance and Citadel Council. The loss of credits due to Elusive Man's direct interference and recovery of Commander Shepard's body has been offset by data gathered from the Lazarus Project. Withhold retaliation until Shepard's long-term functionality is confirmed, 1 year post-resurrection. So a year after my resurrection, a response was planned. So in a way, I may have helped. It's supposed to be him, right? Yeah. So in a way, me taking down the Shadow Broker has once again helped the Elusive Man. God damn it. Helps me though, hopefully, with Liara being in charge. Also, maybe, oh wow. Elusive Man's... well... I guess we'll see how the two interact. Activity highlights. Manifesto in 2157. Facility on Pragia constructed 3 years later. Subject Zero is born. Only 4 years after the manifesto of the company was published. Infiltration of human media begins, specializing in exosolar news. Project Doorway makes forgery of Council standard metacards and identitags possible, allowing agents unrestricted movement. So that's a problem. That's part of how they're so secretive, and how they can get around so easily. Leak to Galactic Broadcasting Corporate, stopped by agents trying to destroy credibility of VeriSafen. There's a lot going on here. Mostly just a history of shitty actions. Operative steal antimatter from SSV Geneva. Assignment goes wrong. Fights to the death. Sole survivor divulges the name of the sponsor was Cerberus. There's a long history of shitty Cerberus actions here. Like, fuck this company. This will take a while to get through, and it's nanosurgery on Subject Zero successful. Omega encalphalin fails to work on appropriate receptors. Program begun to install and instill other Cerberus operatives with the resistance to OE. They were using her for a lot. Let's see. Somebody resigned from the Terra Firma party when a frontrunner was assassinated. A pope was assassinated. Concerning. There's a lot to filter through here. Military arm creates posts on planet Binthu. A lot of these are references to some of the missions we saw before, actually. They just keep going. MSV Anizera sabotaged. Catalyst added to meta-stable metallic hydrogen fuel by timer injection. Ship breaks apart during FTL. All hands aboard lost. Tyrian hierarchy. Hawk Rehrix Ursivus killed in the process. Explosion attributed to faulty engineering. Admiral Kahoku begins investigation of suspected Cerberus activities. And that's the series of events that will lead to his death, unfortunately. Because Kahoku is very dead now. Luciman profile. Smokes 4 times a day, drinks 7 times a day. That's a lot to know about him. Damn. It's very specific. Daily Skyball score, 160-0. 5th consecutive perfect game. Wow. Keeping track of what they wear. Their sexual liaisons. There's a lot going on here. A matriarch. Messages sent today to the Citadel, Ilium, Omega, Earth, Horizon, Eden Prime, Thessia, Palavan, Chanka, Migrant Fleet. God damn, he's busy. Captain Bailey. CSEC Captain, survivor of the Reaper attack on the Citadel, prefers dealing with the Zakira Ward's criminal element off the record. Ample blackmail material. Business correspondence. Listen up. From Captain Bailey to Zakira Ward mailing officer mailing list. Listen up. I'm sending this out because too many of our new recruits don't get that being part of CSEC on the Citadel isn't like a security on a garden planet. I want you to drill the following into your heads until they're sick of your voice. Learn your district. Contacts don't make themselves. There's a mandatory minimum of 20 hours of foot patrol during your work week. No exceptions. Update your translators. The Citadel gets more than 9 million tourists a week. You need to understand whether that drunk from Omega enjoying the nightlife or telling his buddies to flank you. Eyes are on us. Everyone from the council to your bus driver is watching the new CSEC. Yak all you want in the locker room, but remember a mistake in uniform can get plastered all over the damn galaxy's news network. That's it for now. Come to me with any problem cases you think we need to lean on or boot out. Bailey. Incoming correspondences. Summaries. News. Cancelled visit from ex-wife. There's a lot of little textures here. Request for backup. Temporary transfer. Meet Captain Keitham in the usual place at the bar. Wife asking about a shootout and his health. Aria Talok, de facto leader of Omega. 3 centuries of commando experience, aloof, paranoid, excellent organizational and management skills. Also, one hell of a grimace. Recording taken on Omega, Afterlife, nightclub, private room, between Enrix and Aria. Ugh, what the? Callus Enrix? Who the hell are... Hey! Don't bother, those shackles have a release catch. You mistake me for one of your clients or something, lady? Let me out. This was very good. The Turian's been at Afterlife for a week. Usually I spot them earlier. Spot what? I know you're listening through that speaker hidden in Enrix's collar. I bet Enrix doesn't even know who he's really spying for, does he, Shadow Broker? Shadow what? I don't know any... Wait. What are you doing? You don't play favorites, Broker. I admire that. But what I don't like is how you think anything twitches a muscle on Omega without my knowing it. Ah, damn it, my face. Feel free to waste as many lives as you want, sending your agents down to my world. Okay, listen, I'm working for a guy, but it's not what you think. I'm not... Screaming. Recording's over. Callus Enrix's death has not yet compromised our other agent placed in the Afterlife nightclub. Huh. So the Shadow Broker is trying to spy on Arya via people that don't even know they're spying on Arya via... At least not for the Shadow Broker. Sneaky, and apparently she's quite good at this. From Arya to Loke to Chircus Flynn. Afterlife Entertainment. Flynn, here's what I want to set up for next month. Seeing sisters, they're good, but I don't want them performing too close to the Becca burlesque act when it comes back from the mining colonies. String out the flesh shows. Fight pit. Too Vorka. No one's going to pay to see those little goblins eat each other when they do it on the street for free. Get me some Krogans and enough humans to keep them busy for an hour. Oh. That singer is in tomorrow's band is from Eclipse. I'm surprised you didn't spot it. Bring them to me after last call. Hanar Jugglers. Before you sent me the vid, I thought you were joking. Book them. I could use a laugh. We should consider making the casino ship a VIP-only event. Hand out passes to people who need killing, or let them do it for me. There was more blood than credits on the table after the shootout of last week's jackpot. Hey, good friend, Captain David Anderson. Captain David Anderson's a rejected Spectre candidate. Close working relationship with Commander Shepard before destruction of the Normandy SR-1. Monitor communications for renewed contact with Shepard. Military correspondence. From Captain Farah Gapoli, Arcturus Station, to David Anderson. I have been asked to step in on the matter of your continued vocal and insistent support of Commander Shepard, formerly of the SR-1 Normandy, within the Alliance military and third-party contracts. The matter of Commander Shepard and his involvement in... you misgendered my character. They missed a conditional statement there. They identify Commander as a male. Whoops. And her involvement in the attack on the Citadel Station is of high value to military intelligence and Galactic Council. To that end, we respectfully ask you to cease and desist your continued investigation that has been deemed closed and sealed for 2 solar years. Your continued agitation in this matter is deemed high security risk with potential repercussions for galactic security. Please consider our position carefully. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact my office. Sincerely, Captain Farah Gapoli, Assistant in charge of operations, Arcturus Station. Cynthia Barris to on Earth to David. Henry and I went to Jason's graduation ceremony in San Francisco today. Such a beautiful occasion. All those gowns and bright spirits. So much potential. I know Henry would frown at the thought, but I couldn't help recalling the pomp about your appointment to the Hastings. You were the second in command, weren't you? The military always did ceremony very well. God, that was a lifetime ago. Jason says to send his best. I'm so proud of him. Aerospace engineer. I don't pretend to understand what he does, but the gleam in his eyes when he is trying to explain his latest designs to me say that he has found his place in this universe. He wanted you to be there, at a ceremony, but I know duty calls. He sees you as a heroic figure off fighting grand battles in space. I hope you can make it to the holidays this year, Henry asked just the other day. I know you don't see eye to eye on much, but he respects you. He respects what you do, and you know Jason is over the moon when you take the time to review his ship designs. Let me know about the holidays, and David, please be careful. Love, Cynthia. Recent transactions, imports, Saren, a hero betrayed. Oh. That's a fucked up thing. Truth behind the Citadel crisis. Oh, he's watching, like, conspiracy stuff. Path of Liza, history of the Alliance military. Afraid of the dark, Reapers, Collectors, and other myths. Oh, God. Even the Collectors are thought of as being a myth. That's problematic. Very problematic. This strikes me as an interesting inconsistency. So, Admiral Hackett, he doesn't have a face. Everyone else in the entire game has an appearance. He doesn't. The reason for this is, well, DLC, basically. I mean, it seems reasonable that, of course, the Shadow Broker knows what Admiral Hackett looks like. Why would he be the one person in the entire game? Even if he is a deep cover operative, like, really is the one person that Shadow Broker can't get a hang of? Seems unlikely. The real reason why we don't know what he looks like is because you never see him in all of Mass Effect 1 and all of Mass Effect 2. He doesn't have a character model, so there's nothing to take a picture of and to show in here. He's always a character that you're just talking to on the intercom over and over again and nothing else. He only finally shows up in the Arrival DLC. When you finish his personal mission, he shows up on the, he finally shows up in person on the Normandy to greet you. And the issue there is that that was the last DLC added to the game, so when Shadow Broker was made as a DLC, we still didn't know what Admiral Hackett even looked like in the entire game. Admiral Stephen Hackett, commanding officer of the Alliance Navy's 5th Fleet, worked with Commander Shepard before destruction of Normandy SR-1, deep cover operative scheduled to replace his current aide in 2 months. Internal Navy correspondence. To Hackett from Antella, taking action on Commander Shepard's return. Sir, we've confirmed sightings of Commander Shepard on the Omega, and that the commander is now working for the terrorist organization Cerberus. Several Alliance officials have let it be known that they consider it crucial that we interrogate humanity's first Spectre on her apparent desertion of the Alliance and the Citadel. If we bring Shepard in now, we can gather an account of the commander's past 2 years without being pressured by the galactic media to leak potentially sensitive data. In light of this, I am officially requesting that you rescind your orders against Alliance contact with Shepard. Rest assured, our department is dedicated to the commander's safety, provided that Shepard is cooperative in furnishing us with a detailed reporting of her, there we go, got right gender there, her previous whereabouts and current work for Cerberus. We anticipate releasing her from Alliance custody no later than 5 to 7 months from acquisition. Respectfully awaiting your reply, Antella. Request denied. He's on top of it. Finally, the Shadow Broker, classified. Well, everything about him was classified, but Liara still knew something about who he was, at least. From to Shadow Broker from Operative Keklu. Per your request, we've landed on the Yog homeworld and captured a specimen for your studies. We actually had to kill several of them before finding this one, which seemed interested in leaving the planet. Hopefully this means he's more tractable. I do recommend caution, however. These creatures may indeed be valuable shock troopers or bodyguards, but their savagery puts even the Krogan to shame. As near as we can tell, it's part of their culture. They're not simple brutes like most Krogan. The one we've got is learning nearly as fast as a Solarian. He could be more dangerous than you realize. To Keklu from the Shadow Broker, if you're reading this, my young friend, then you've eliminated the former operative Keklu and have taken his position. These past few months have seen you learn and grow at a rate I would never have credited, and had I not seen to it personally. You already understand 17 languages without translator assistance, and your political predictions have bettered some of my best agents. As Keklu, you will command strike teams to gather intelligence and neutralize potential threats. Remember your training. Losing your temper costs you that priceless mind of yours, as well as the loyalty to your men. The Shadow Broker leads those who look for secrets. He must be trusted by his men so that he can in turn trust them. Gathering knowledge is a holy task, one I'm sure you understand, as you wanted to be off your homeworld so badly to see what wonders awaited you there. Here, please provide an update of all operations, Keklu, and know that I am proud of you. To all from Shadow Broker. Remove Operative Keklu immediately. He's too dangerous to leave alive. Engage only with numerical superiority. Otherwise, change all access codes and observe only. Provide no information. Keklu must not be allowed any further access to message ends. To all from Shadow Broker. Operative Keklu is no longer a problem. Discontinue code changes and resume normal activity. I want a status report on all operations by the end of the next solar day. Shadow Broker out. Well, he was busy. So the Shadow Broker is the one that originally took him off his home planet. Then he rose the ranks because he was so intelligent and powerful. And then he rose to the final rank. Shadow Broker wasn't careful enough and paid the price. There's so much lore in this location. It's such a cool inclusion. And it doesn't take that much work either. I mean, it takes some manpower, but what I did there, all that dossier stuff, which adds a bunch of color and texture to a bunch of little characters throughout the game, it's all writing work. Somebody just had to program one terminal using existing assets, so which is not that big of a deal. Then the writers just had to submit some text files, but it adds a lot. Also, it takes a long time to read. Let's get out of here.